it. See if I can get to it. Good? Are we
Yes.
good? Okay. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Heart Yoga. My name is Liz, and I'm the mom half of Heart Yoga. Katie, my daughter, is still away in training, a couple more weeks to go. And my granddaughter is unable to be here today, so you guys have just me. And we are recording on YouTube. So if you'd like to access the class later on in the week, you can. And our focus pose is going to be camel this month, opening up the heart. Being grateful is our philosophy and opening the heart. And our breathing exercise is not really an exercise. We're just going to be breathing together. And if you're new to practicing with us today, I need to tell you about all yoga is optional. And while you're practicing, if you experience pain or become dizzy or lightheaded, we need you to stop. If you're practicing in the chair, sit back comfortably. If you're practicing on the mat, sit back on the heels into a pose we call child's pose. It would look like this. I don't know if you guys can see me. It would look like this. Or if you're practicing on the mat, you can just roll over on your side or lay on your back. And when you're ready, you can resume your practice. Props, we usually pretty much need our 2 blocks or 2 cans of food, 2 books to help bring the earth closer. Also, a blanket or a towel to cushion the sit bones or to cushion the knees. I think that's about it. Now, if you're new to practicing with us in the chair, we ask that you use a chair that has no wheels and no armrests, that you practice on a non-skid surface. You can place a mat underneath your chair like I have done. However, if you choose to stand, be mindful that that mat is there. Also, you can practice barefoot or you can keep your shoes on, whichever works out best for you. And Katie and I designed our class for all beginners, whether you're practicing in the chair or you're starting new on the mat. Maybe for some chair students, they'll be able to move on to mat practice. And for our beginning mat practice students, maybe they can go on to a more intermediate class. So we try to offer something for everyone that isn't intimidating, and the fear of, well, I'm not flexible, I can't put my body in the shape of a pretzel. Well, hopefully we have found a way to release those fears, because for every pose, there's a modification. And hopefully we give you those options. So that was our idea for this class, to help beginners not be fearful and come to the chair or the mat. So we usually begin in a comfortable seat. And what does that mean? Okay, in yoga, it means that you sit with your pelvis forward and the spine aligned. But for years, we've sat like this over our computers, our phones, cooking, eating, whatever. So yoga asks that that pelvis get pushed forward. If you notice, that automatically elongated my spine. However, some of us need a little help with that. If you are practicing on the mat today, you could place a towel or a blanket underneath your sit bones and sit to the front edge of your blanket or towel. And your legs can be crisscross applesauce. They can be crossed at the ankle, but your legs a little bit more forward. Legs can be straight out in front of you. Or you could even bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly. Make the choice that works for you and know that you can change those positions if you need to, anytime. Now, if you're practicing in the chair, we ask that you sit to the front edge of your chair, but make sure you feel stable, okay? You can place a block or a pillow or maybe even a book behind your back so that if you start to slouch and lose that nice tall spine, you're going to bump into that block or book or pillow, and it will remind you to sit up nice and tall. Your legs come straight out from the hip joints, knees not too close together or too far apart if you can. Now, feet are flat on the floor. We stack our joints here. We want the knee over the ankle, shoulder over the hip, ear in line with the shoulder, and chin parallel to the ground. If you're practicing on the mat, we would want the shoulder over the hip, ear in line with the shoulder, and chin parallel to the ground. Now, both sets of students, you have choices. If closing your eyes is not comfortable, then choose to have a soft gaze looking down. Make your choice now. And before we put any movement into our practice, before we get going, we do what we call grounding, coming into the moment, to the present moment, right here, right now. So if you're practicing on the mat, let those sit bones feel heavy, pushing into the mat. If you are practicing in the chair, allow the sit bones to push into the chair. Also allow your feet to feel heavy, pushing into the bottom of your shoes, the top of your mat, or maybe just the floor. Allow them to feel heavy. And we'll bring our attention to our hips. Allow the hips to feel heavy, like they're going to melt right into the mat or melt right off your chair. Heavy. We're going to move up the spine, nice and long and tall. We're going to bring the shoulders up to our ears, and then we're going to pull them back and down and let them relax down the back, but keep the spine nice and tall. We're going to look side to side, noticing if we have tension in the neck, which most of us do. It's what we call life. Come back to center. Move the jaw back and forth. Come back to center. See if you can relax the facial muscles. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Hands rest gently on the top of the knees. Palms down for grounding. Palms up for receiving, whichever you'd like. And today we're going to connect our grounding to our breathing and our breathing to our grounding. We're going to breathe together. And every time we exhale, see if we can feel a little heavier. Maybe let go of tension. Just try to feel more heavy as we breathe. And if breathing deep is uncomfortable, just breathe normally and feel your body move underneath your hands. Even for the students who decide to breathe deep, we're going to notice the gentle fluid movement of our body. So we're going to bring the left hand to our heart, right hand right on top, and we're going to breathe together. We're going to inhale, inflate our low belly, expand our ribs, and our chest rises. We exhale, we deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, the chest lowers, and we feel heavy. Inhale, inflate that low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As we exhale, we deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, chest lowers. We feel heavier. Inhale, inflate that low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As we exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. We feel heavy. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As we exhale, we deflate the low belly, ribs come in, chest lowers, feel heavy. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, and the chest lowers. We're heavy. One last time. Inhale, inflate the low belly, expand the ribs, chest rises. As you exhale, deflate the low belly, the ribs come in, chest lowers, feel heavy. Remove your hands, place them on the knees, and notice how you feel. Maybe you feel a release of tension. Maybe you feel a little lighter. Just notice anything you're feeling, any sensation at all. And we'll open our eyes. And speaking of eyes, we're going to do eyes today. We're going to do the clock. So body stays stationary, head stays stationary. The only thing that moves are our eyes. So we'll start by looking up and looking down. Look up, look down. Look up, look down, look center, flutter your eyelids. Now we're going to look down. We're going to look up. We're going to look down. We're going to look up. Look down. Look up. Look center. Flutter the eyelids. Now we'll look side to side. So we're going to look to the right and look to the left. Look to the right and look to the left. Look to the right. Look to the left, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we'll look to the left first, so look left, look to the right, look left, look to the right, look left, look to the right, look center, flutter the eyelids. Your eyes may start to water, perfectly normal. Now we're going to go diagonally. So we're going to look up at 11. Look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we're going to look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look down at 5, look up at 11, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we'll go side to side from looking up at 1, look down at 7, look up at 1, look down at 7, look up at 1, look down at 7, look center, flutter those eyelids. Now we'll look down at 7, look up at 1, look down at 7, look up at 1, look down at 7, look up at 1, look center, flutter the eyelids. Now we're going to put it all together. So we'll look up, look to the right, look down, look to the left, look up, look left, look down, look to the right, look up, look center, flutter the eyelids. You have your glasses on. You can remove them if you'd like to do this little eye comforting exercise that we do, because we bring our palms together, we rub them, which creates friction. Friction creates heat. And just rub and rub and rub. And when you feel that you have enough heat created, you can open your eyes really wide and then cover your eyes with your hands. This can be done if you spend a lot of time on the computer, on your phone, outside in the sunlight, anytime the eyes feel tired. This is a nice, comforting little exercise to do. You can stay right here and bask in it, or you can remove your hands, and we're going to move on to our fingers. So we're going to bring our right arm out, hand faces forward. We're going to gently pull back each finger, starting with pinky. So we're going to pull gently back on pinky and release. Move over to ring finger and release. Tall man and release. Pointer and release. Over to thumb and release. Back to thumb and release. Pointer and release. Tall man and release. Ring finger and release. And pinky and release. Turn the right fingers so they point down. Take the left hand and gently pull back on your palm. Nice stretch for the forearm and the wrist. Maybe you feel it all the way up into your bicep. Just notice. And we're going to come out of this and do wrist circles, starting in any direction that you'd like. Change directions. And release your hand down. Now, if holding your arm out is too much, you can also place it on your thigh and pull your fingers back. If you need that, a little modification. If not, left arm goes straight out, palm faces forward. We're going to gently pull back each finger, starting with pinky. So pull back pinky and release. And over to ring finger and release. Tall man and release. Pointer and release. Thumb and release. Thumb again and release. Back to pointer and release. Tall man and release. Ring finger and release. And pinky and release. Turn the left hand so the fingers point toward the ground. Gently pull back on your palm. Notice the stretch, the wrist, maybe up the forearm, maybe even the bicep. But notice what you're feeling. These are just possibilities, but notice where you feel. We're going to come out of this doing wrist circles, slowly and gently. Any direction you'd like to start in. Notice if one wrist is more fluid than the other. Change directions. Probably has to do with whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Back to center, release your hand down, and we're going to scooch to the left so that we can place the top of our right hand. If you're practicing on the mat right outside your hip, or on the chair next to your hip. And we're trying to straighten the elbow if we can. Only an invitation to do so, don't force it. And now, while your hand is like this, maybe bring each finger in toward the palm of the hand, if you'd like. Just an invitation. Feels a little awkward. See if you can do it a couple times. Noticing what it feels like. And we're going to come out even slower and more gently than we did our other wrist. practice. We're going to come out slowly, gently, figure eights. If you'd like to do wrist circles, you can. I like to do figure eights on this one. Lots of tiny bones in the wrists. We want to be gentle and slow. And come back to center. Move over to the center of your chair, and then we're going to scooch to the right so that we can place the top of our right hand on our chair right outside our wrist. If you're practicing on the mat, left hand goes right outside the left hip. Notice maybe if the elbow can straighten. Don't force it, just allow it. And we're going to bring each finger in one at a time if you'd like. Just an invitation to do that. If it's uncomfortable, too uncomfortable, don't do it. Just notice if one hand in this position is more fluid than the other, one elbow is more fluid and straightens. And we're going to come out slowly and gently because we don't make this motion very often with our wrist. Figure eight, if you'd like, that's what I'm calling for. If you'd like to do wrist circles and it feels better for you, do that. And notice what you're feeling in your wrists. We're going to come to center, come back to the middle of our chair, find your comfortable seat. And mat students, we're going to be in comfortable seat for a while. So if it gets a little tight or achy in the hips, rock back and forth. That will help. So we're going to move on to our neck. We're just going to do neck circles. Any size circle will do. Be mindful of the vertebrae in the back of your neck. And if doing circles, raising the chin up is not comfortable for you, maybe try just looking side to side, slowly and gently. Okay? So start in any direction, any size circle. Inhaling when the chin goes up, exhaling when the chin goes down. Popping and cracking, all normal. If you'd like to stay and stretch out any spot on your neck that feels a little achy or needs a little more love, do that. One more time around, slowly and gently. Come back to center. Notice what you're feeling. And we'll go in the opposite direction. Inhaling when the chin goes up. Exhaling when the chin goes down. Once again, if you'd like to stay in any spot and stretch it out a little more, a little deeper, do that. Notice what you feel. Slow and gentle. Inhaling when the chin's up. Exhaling when the chin is down. One more time around. Come back to center. Take a moment to notice what you're feeling. And we'll take a moment here to think about a philosophy for the month. It's being grateful, having an open heart. So maybe think of something that you're grateful for right here, right now. I'll give you a moment. Yeah. And we're going to move on down to the shoulders. We're going to start with shoulder shrugs. So we're going to inhale the right shoulder up to the right ear. Exhale, sigh, and let the shoulder just fall down. We're going to inhale, lift the left shoulder up to the left ear. Exhale, sigh, let it drop. We'll do that again. Inhale the right shoulder up to the right ear. Exhale, sigh, let it drop. Left side. Inhale the left shoulder up to the left ear. Exhale, sigh, let it drop. Now we're going to do both shoulders. So inhale both shoulders up to the ears. And as you exhale, let them drop and sigh. We'll do that again. Inhale both shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, sigh, let them drop. And now we're going to move on to the shoulder joint. Just the joint is going to move. We're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, just roll the right shoulder forward, just the joint. Inhale, we open, bring that right shoulder back. Exhale, roll the left shoulder joint forward. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, right shoulder joint rolls forward, just the joint. Inhale, we bring it back to center. Exhale, roll that left shoulder joint forward. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll that right shoulder joint forward and hold. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, roll that left shoulder joint forward and hold. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sigh. Now we're going to bring our hands behind our back so our fingers point away from us. So if you're on the mat, fingers go behind your back, hands behind your back, fingers pointing behind you. We're going to open the shoulders, elbows pointing back, and heart and chest are forward. We're going to inhale, our heart and chest go up. Maybe we even look up, being mindful of the neck. And as you exhale, maybe we relax the shoulders. They open more, and the shoulder blades come together and back. An open heart, being grateful for all that we have. Look forward. Exhale, release those shoulders. Bring them back to center. Roll them out if you need to. Shake those wrists if you need to. And we're chair students, we're going to widen our stance. Mat students, stay right where you are. We're going to take an inhale. And as we exhale, the right shoulder is going to go toward the left knee. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more of a twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee. Look down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right shoulder to left knee. Look down. Inhale, open, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee. Look down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale one more time, right shoulder to left knee. Look down. Notice that stretch. Notice anything that you're feeling. Inhale, bring that right shoulder up. Exhale, it's the right shoulder left shoulder toward the right knee. Look down, hold. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, sigh. And bring those feet back in, under the knees. We're going to bring those hands around behind us. Fingers point away from the body. Same for mat students. Heart and chest are forward, elbows pointing back. We're going to inhale, lift the heart and chest, opening up that heart and chest, finding space. And as you exhale, maybe you relax the shoulders, shoulder blades come together. Being mindful of your neck. Slowly and gently look forward. Exhale, release the pose. Roll out your shoulders. Shake those wrists gently. Let the arms hang and let the blood get back down into your fingers. Yeah. And we're going to move on to our side body. So if you're on the mat, your left hand's going to go outside your left hip. If you're practicing in the chair, you can hold on to the chair if you like. And Everyone, we're going to inhale, that right arm goes out and up. And as we exhale, we just lean slightly because we're reaching, like we're reaching for something that's on the ceiling or on that top shelf. Sitting bone stays on the mat and chair, heart and chest are forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the mat or the chair. Inhale, the left arm goes out and up. Exhale, we lean and we reach, reaching for the ceiling. Sitting bone stays on the mat. Heart and chest are forward, and we just reach. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left arm comes down to the mat or chair. Right arm goes out and up. Exhale, we lean and we reach. Sitting bones stay on the mat or chair. Heart and chest go forward, like you're reaching for something on the ceiling. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring that right arm down. One more time on the left side. Inhale, the left arm goes out and up. Exhale, we lean and we're reaching. Sitting bone stays on the mat or chair. Heart and chest go forward. Reach. And we'll inhale, come up to center. Exhale, let that left arm come down. Take a moment to notice what you're feeling in both sides of the body. You feel a little taller? Maybe. We're going to move on to our spine. So if we have any mat students, I need you to find your way to your hands and knees, which is called tabletop, and we'll align you here. When you're on your hands and knees, the hands are directly under the shoulders, and they're about shoulder distance apart, and your fingers are spread wide. If you have sensitive wrists, you can always use fists for wrists, or your hands can be out a little bit farther in front of you. If not, those wrists are under the shoulders. Hips are over those knees, and you can even cushion the knees with a blanket if you need to. And when you look between your legs, your feet are directly behind the knees, not too close together or too far apart. And we'll be moving on to what we call cow and cat. So chair students, I cue for the mat students. And so when I say, bring your elbows into your, next to your waist, if you're a chair student. You can make little fists if you like or not. And when I'm cueing for the mat students, I'll say inhale. So you start to pull your elbows back. I'll say rotate the shoulders open and back. So you rotate your shoulders open and back. Now you can stay looking forward, or you can even look up, being mindful of those vertebrae in the back of the neck. Then I'll say exhale, and we'll start to round our spine, round our shoulders. We can bring our hands to our knees, even straighten the arms if we like. And then we bring our chin toward our chest. So we'll try this all together. So we're going to inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate the shoulders open and back. We look forward or we look up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat or the knees with the hands, chin comes to chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate those shoulders open and back. We look forward or up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat with mat or knees with your hands, and chin comes to chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the low belly, rotate your shoulders open and back. We look forward or up. Exhale, drop that tailbone, round the spine, round the shoulders, push into the mat or your knees with your hands. Chin comes to chest, stay right here. Relax the shoulders if you can. Mat students, push firmly so that your shoulders aren't sagging. Maybe everyone feels a nice stretch between the shoulder blades. And we're going to come up to a nice tall spine. And We're gonna, mat students, walk your hands all the way back towards your knees and come up so that you're kneeling on your knees, and adjust your blanket if you have one under your knees. We're going into kneeling camel. Camel lengthens that spine, opens the heart, finds space in the chest for our organs, our heart, our gratefulness. So, mat students, you'll be pushing firmly into the ground with your knees. Push your hips forward and your thighs. And we'll be lifting up through the spine. The bend is in the cervical part of the spine for chair or mat students. So what we're all going to do is we're going to take our left hand and place it behind our back like we're sticking it in our back pocket if you can. Rotate that shoulder open, and so the elbow points back. Let your right arm hang. Mat students, push into the mat with your knees. Push forward with those hips and thighs. Everyone inhale. Your right arm goes out and up. Heart and chest go forward. As you exhale, back bend into the cervical part of your neck. Maybe you look up. If you're practicing on the mat and you're an intermediate student, you might bring your right arm down behind the back, reaching for your heels. Do that if you can. Wherever anyone is, start to look forward slowly and gently. We're going to bring the right arm down and we're going to place it in our back pocket. And we're going to rotate that right shoulder open, elbow points back, let the left arm hang. Mat students, push into the knees, into the ground, push those hips and thighs forward. Everyone inhale, that heart and chest go forward and up. And then as you exhale, back bend in the cervical part of the neck. If you're an intermediate mat student, you can bring your hand to your heel. Wherever anyone is, start to gently look forward and bring that left hand down. Place it in your back pocket again. So both hands are supporting the low back. Rotate the shoulders open if you can. Elbows point back. Mat students, push into the mat with your knees, thighs and hips forward. And we're going to inhale, heart and chest go forward and up. Exhale. Back bend in the cervical part of the spine. Maybe those shoulder blades are coming together and back. If you're a mat student that can reach for both heels, do that. And slowly and gently look forward. Everyone slide their hands to the front of their thighs. And we're going to slowly start to bring the hands down the body to find the mat or our feet. Slowly and gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to roll back down, letting the hands slide slowly toward the floor. Mat students, go down your thighs. Chair students, down your legs. We're going to come up, maybe to a little bit straighter spine. And then we're going to fold one more time, gently and slowly. Stay right here. This is a counter pose to the back bend we just did. And I want chair students to come up slowly. Mat students, I want you to sit back into child's pose and take notice of what you're feeling. Remove that blanket from your knees if you need to. And Let's everyone bring our head in line with our neck and our spine. Come up back into table. Mat students, curl your toes, lift your hips up and back. Walk your dog or pedal your legs for a few moments. We're going to walk our feet up to meet our hands and hang heavy. Tuck your chin to your chest. Mat students, come up one vertebrae at a time, very slowly. Pump your fists if you're dizzy or lightheaded. And everyone, if you'd like, you can place blocks outside on the sides like this. Chair students, same for mat students. We're going to be doing some half sun salutations, just a little movement in the spine. And we're going to inhale, arms go out and up, palms come together above the head. And we exhale, hinge at the hips. We're folding forward. Hands find the mat or the blocks. Head hangs heavy. Be mindful of that head going below the heart. Inhale, come up to a half lift. Exhale, fold it back in. Tuck your chin to your chest and come up one vertebrae at a time. Slowly and gently, and find your mountain pose, seated mountain or standing mountain. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, those arms go out and up. Our palms come together above our head. Exhale, hinge at the hips. We're folding forward. Hands find the block or the mat. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, come up to a half lift. Exhale, fold it back in. Head hangs heavy. Tuck your chin to your chest and come up one vertebrae at a time. Find your seated mountain or standing mountain pose. Take notice of what you're feeling. Okay, we're going to move on to our pose, which is standing camel. See, chair students, it'll be seated camel for you. So, once again, we're going to take that left hand, place it in our back pocket. And our shoulder rotates back, elbow points back behind us. Our right arm hangs long. Now this time, mat students, feet push into the mat, hips and thighs press forward. And everyone, we're going to inhale, our arm goes forward and up, so does our chest. And as you exhale, a little back bend, looking up if you can, be mindful of the vertebrae in the neck. Deep back bend. Gently look forward. Exhale, everyone bring that right arm down. Place the right hand in your back pocket. Rotate your right shoulder open. Elbow points toward the back of the chair or the mat. And we're going to let the left arm hang. Push into the mat with your feet, all four sides. Thighs and hips go forward. Inhale, lifting up through that spine. Inhale, the arm goes out and up. Exhale, gentle back bend in the cervical part of the spine. Maybe your head can look up. Wherever you are, look forward gently and slowly. Bring that left hand down. Place it in your back pocket. Both hands are supporting that lower back. Rotate the shoulders open and back. Elbows point toward the back of the mat or chair. Push into the mat with all four sides of your feet. Hips and thighs push forward. We're going to inhale, heart and chest go up. Maybe we look forward, or exhale, we can look up. Relax those shoulders. Maybe the shoulder blades come together and back. Notice what you feel. Gently look forward. Bring those hands toward the thighs, the hips. And we're going to slowly and gently let those hands go down our legs. Slowly and gently rounding the spine. This is a counter pose to the back bend we just did. And we're going to tuck our chin to our chest and come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, finding seated mountain or standing mountain. Bring those hands, keep them on the front of the thighs, the legs, and we're going to roll down one more time. Gently rounding the spine, rounding the shoulders, slowly and gently. Make sure your chin is tucked towards your chest and come up one vertebrae at a time, slowly and gently. Finding your seated mountain or your standing mountain or seated mountain. Notice what you're feeling anywhere in your body, any sensation at all. Move your blocks out of the way if you're standing for our balance. We are going to do a modified version of chair. Not chair, I'm sorry, tree. I'm moving the chair. So your chair is here to hold on to, finger touch, or just to have next to you as your buddy. So we're going to put all the weight into our left foot. All four sides of the feet push into the mat, the ground. Find your one spot you're going to concentrate on. We're going to come up onto the ball of the right foot, turn that right knee open. And we're going to start by placing that right foot on top, our right heel on top of the left foot. Push into the mat with the left foot, reach up through the spine, nice and tall. Hand can stay on the chair. They can be on your hips, on your heart. And we're going to stay right here for our balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge is, can you close your eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes. Release the pose. Soften this knee if you need to. Roll out the ankle if you need to. Okay, we're going to do another modified version of tree. So put all the weight into the left foot. Find that one spot to concentrate on. Come up onto the ball of the foot of the right. Turn that right knee. This time, the right heel leans against the left ankle. Once again, hold on to the chair. Maybe just one hand can go to the hip or the heart. This is our balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge. Close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes. Release the pose. Soften the knee. Roll out the ankle. We're going to change to the other side. This time, it'll be the right foot that is pushing into the mat, has all the weight. Find your one spot to concentrate on. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Turn the left knee open. Left heel can rest on top of the right foot. Stand up nice and tall. Hold onto the chair, finger touch. Want to bring your hands to your heart? You can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge, close the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release the pose, Soften the knee, roll out the ankle if you need to. We're going to go on to another modified version. So all the weight into the right foot. Find your one spot to concentrate on. Come up onto the ball of the left. Turn the left knee open. This time, left heel can lean against right ankle. Hand on the chair, half and half, half and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the eyes for the challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently open the eyes, release the pose, soften the knee, roll out the ankle if you need to, and think back to the difference on one side or the other for your balance. I had one side that woohoo, and one side that was okay. So we're going to sit back on our chair. Mat students, find your mountain pose. Inhale, your arms go out and up, palms come together. Exhale, hinge at the hips and come down into your table, and then sit back on your heels for child's pose. And let's just take a moment to think back to something that we're grateful for. And okay, let's see. I think we're going to find a comfortable seat on the chair. And mat students, let's see. Let's lower down onto your backs. And we're going to go into, we'll go into a twist. Okay, so let's walk the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Do a little twist. So arms can be out to cactus or T if you're practicing on the mat. So we're going to take an inhale. Exhale, let the knees fall to the right, rolling on the edges of the feet. Inhale, bring the knees up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet. Knees fall to the left. Inhale, bring those knees up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of your feet. Knees fall to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet. Knees fall to the left. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet. Let the knees fall to the right. Stay right here. Maybe turn and look out over your left shoulder. Mat students, chair students, a gentle twist to the left with your upper body. And let's all take one breath deep and full into the low belly, like we did at the beginning of class. Noticing what it feels like to breathe when you're twisted. And we'll bring our face back to center. Inhale the knees up to center. Exhale, roll on the edges of the feet. Knees fall to the left. Mat students, you can look to the right if you like. And chair students, you can twist to the right. Gently looking to the right. Let's all take a breath deep and full into the low belly. Noticing what it feels like to breathe when you're twisted. Bring the head forward. Inhale those knees up to center. And exhale. Mat students, bring those knees into your chest. Massage your low belly and back. Chair students, walk your feet in. Let's do some hip circles. Make sure you go in both directions. and smile. And remembering something that we're grateful for. Our practice opened our hearts, letting us be grateful for all that we have. And when you've had enough of massaging the low belly and back, we'll come back to center. We're going to take a nice long stretch, so straighten the legs. Bring those arms out, up overhead if you like. Clasp the hands. Flip the palms out if that feels comfortable. You can even lean side to side if you like. Just noticing how you feel. Come back to center. It's time to make any last move that you'd like to make. We're going to be setting up for our Shavasana. Since Olivia is not with us today, we don't have music. But if you're practicing on the mat, your legs can be like they were in our twist, feet out of the outer edges of the mat, and your knees can knock together. If you do that, it takes out the pressure in the lower back. If you choose to have the legs long and feet flop out, you can put a blanket or towel underneath your knees. Your arms, they're long down the sides of your body, but not touching your body. Palms up for receiving, palms down for grounding. Head is heavy on the back of the mat. If you're in the chair, you can just sit back comfortably. You can take a towel or a blanket, place it around your neck, hold on to it like this, or have one of those pillows that you use on the airplane. That would work nicely. And when we're in Shavasana, there's no more control of the breath. We just let the body breathe as it naturally likes to breathe. And there's no more doing, no more trying. It's your opportunity to do absolutely 100% nothing. So we'll have some silence and Shavasana for about a minute, minute and a half. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze down, looking down, or just a soft gaze. We'll just do a minute Shavasana. So keeping the eyes closed or the soft gaze, bring a deeper breath back into your body. Keeping the soft gaze or the eyes closed, bring a little movement into those fingers and toes. Maybe move your wrists or your ankles. Come back to center. And let's move that head side to side like we did at the beginning of class. Noticing what we feel. Do we feel a release of tension? Or do we feel that we've collected tension from our practice? It can happen. Just notice and come back to center. You could bring your hands together in front of your heart if you wish, yogi's choice. And my invitation for you today is think of something that you're grateful for. Let the heart be open as you go throughout your day. And as you move throughout your day, allow that thought to enter what you're grateful for. Or maybe you'll find many things that you're grateful for. It's just an invitation. And also, I'd like to ask you to memorize how you're feeling right now. If you feel different than you did before class started, and it's peaceful, memorize it, take it with you. And if anything or anyone tries to disturb this peaceful feeling, see if you can allow yourself to come back to your breath and allow your breath to guide you back to peace. From my grateful heart to yours, namaste. Class is over. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all.